I'm a 27M, and up until a few months ago, I thought I had my entire life figured out. I thought I was weeks away from marrying the woman I loved, the woman I had planned a future with, the woman I trusted more than anyone. Her name is Emily, 26F. We'd been together nearly 4 years. It wasn't a perfect relationship, but it was ours. We laughed a lot, we traveled, we survived COVID together, we adopted 2 cats, we supported each other's careers. I genuinely thought she was the one. Everyone did. My mom literally called her her future daughter-in-law 2 months after we started dating. My dad joked that Emily was the first girlfriend of mine he actually liked. I proposed last year during a trip to Greece. She cried, I cried, tourists clapped. It was one of those disgustingly romantic moments that you remember forever. Or at least, I thought I would. Fast forward to 6 weeks before our wedding. That's when everything started falling apart, slowly at first, then all at once. The subtle red flags. Emily started acting distant. I'm not talking about one bad day or some moodiness, I mean real, heavy, noticeable distance. She'd come home late from work. She always had a meeting that ran long. She kept her phone glued to her hand or face down on the table. Notifications suddenly turned silent. I'd try to hug her, and she'd pull away slightly before leaning in. Little things. But little things add up. When I asked if everything was okay, she'd say, just wedding stress. I'm exhausted. Okay. I wanted to be supportive. Weddings are stressful. I believed her. Then came the conversation that broke everything open. One night, she comes home looking nervous. She doesn't sit next to me on the couch, she stands by the window, rubbing her hands together. Can we talk, she says. Not a good start. She tells me she's overwhelmed, confused, emotionally drained, and needs space. Not a breakup, just space. A few days at her friend Lauren's apartment to clear her head. She tells me, I want our marriage to start with certainty. I just need to breathe. I didn't like it, but I understood. Or I thought I did. I even helped her pack. I kissed her goodbye at the door. If I had known what she was really doing, I wouldn't have even opened the door for her. The first big warning sign. The next morning, I checked Instagram. Lauren had posted a story, a picture of her coffee, her dog, the view from her window. But no Emily. No second cup. No girls' night. Nothing. It felt off, but I brushed it away. I told myself I was paranoid. I wasn't. The location notification that changed everything. On the second night, I was lying in bed when my phone buzzed. A tiny notification popped up. Emily's location updated. She'd completely forgotten that we still had location sharing turned on from a trip months ago. My heart sank when I saw the map. She wasn't at Lauren's. She was across the city. At an apartment complex I recognized instantly. My best man's building. My best friend's building. Jake. 27M, my closest friend since middle school. The guy who helped me buy her ring. The guy who toasted our engagement. The guy I trusted more than any other human being alive. I remember staring at my phone in disbelief, like it had malfunctioned. I checked again. Zoomed in. Still her location. Still his building. I felt my entire body go cold. The drive to hell. I don't remember getting in my car. I don't remember half the drive. I just remember sitting in that parking lot, heart pounding so hard I could hear it echoing in my ears. Her car was there. Parked right next to his. Like they'd arrived together. The lights in his apartment were on. I sat there for almost an hour. I don't know why, maybe I wanted to be wrong. Maybe I hoped she'd walk out alone. Maybe I prayed she'd come out crying or upset, anything other than. What actually happened? The moment everything collapsed. Around midnight, they walked out together. Not in a rush. Not awkward. Not guilty looking. Laughing. She was wearing his hoodie. Her hair was messy. Her makeup smudged. His hand was on the small of her back, like he'd touched her there 1,000 times. She leaned into him, comfortably. Like they'd been together for longer than just one night. That image is burned into my brain forever. I wish I could forget it. I didn't confront them. I didn't yell. I didn't get out of my car. I just drove home, numb and shaking. The next morning, Emily came home around 10 a.m. Still wearing the hoodie. Still smelling like his cologne. She walked in like nothing happened, smiling weakly. She tried to kiss me. I stepped back. "Where were you?" I asked. She froze. "With Lauren," she whispered. I almost laughed. It was such a stupid, obvious lie. I pulled out my phone. Showed her the map. "You were at Jake's." I watched the color drain from her face like paint being washed off. She started crying. Not pretty crying, ugly, panicked, gasping crying. She admitted, well, some of it. Cheaters never admit everything, but she said they connected emotionally, they got confused, and they crossed a line. No. They didn't cross a line. They bulldozed over it. She begged me not to cancel the wedding. Said she made a mistake. Said she loved me. I told her, if this is what you do when we're supposed to be building a life together, I don't want to know what you'll do after we're married. And then, the wedding is off. She collapsed to the floor crying. I walked upstairs and packed a bag. Aftermath. My family was shocked. Her family was furious at her, not me. Apparently, it wasn't the first time she'd had emotional confusion, just the first time she got caught. Jake tried calling me 5 times. Left me a 3-minute voicemail crying and apologizing. I didn't listen to the rest. I blocked him. What I learned. It's been months. The pain has faded, but the lesson hasn't. People you trust the most can betray you the deepest. Distance is sometimes more honest than words. Silence during suspicion is louder than any confession. And sometimes heartbreak saves you from a future you didn't deserve. I'm healing. I'm going to therapy. I've reconnected with myself. And honestly, I'm grateful. Not for the pain, but for the truth. For the clarity. For the chance to start fresh with someone who won't lie, cheat, or ask for space just to fall into someone else's bed.